Hello, fellow collectors. Welcome back to another TTM show, another TTM Tuesday. If you're watching this when I release this on September 6, 2022, I hope you had a great Labor Day weekend. As for me, it was very nice spending time with family and friends. It was really a terrific weekend. And I have 6 TTMs for you today. TTM stands for Through the Mail. These are Through the Mail autograph plays from 6 former major leaguers. And TTM number 1 belongs to Mr. John Felski. Here on the 1987 Topps. This was 1 card sent, 1 card signed, plus an index card signed. It took time to do that. Thank you, Mr. Felski. This took 23 days to get returned, and for no fee. Out of Springfield, Missouri, and another one for the 1987 Topps set with the JF signature there. Pretty simple signature there, just his initials. It says John Frederick Felski. Hope I'm saying that right. Born on May 30th, 1942 in Chicago, Illinois. He was initially a catcher in the major leagues for a brief period of time with the Cubs and the Brewers. Then he was a manager with the Philadelphia Phillies from 1987 to 1985 to 1987. Had a .495 winning percentage with the Phillies, and he was a coach with the Blue Jays as well in the early 80s, 80 and 81, and the Phillies 1984. Thank you very much, Mr. Felski. I do appreciate it very much, taking your time. Sign this card. These in that index card, looking great. Thank you very much. Moving on now to TTM number 2. Another manager here. We have Mr. Tom Treblehorn. And this is here on the, I believe that's the Topps traded. I think that's a 1987, not the base set, it's the traded. For the set, 1 card sent, 1 card signed. He did answer a few questions, which I'll get to just a moment. This took 51 days. This was out of Phoenix, Arizona. Looking nice there with blue ink across the shirt there. Nicely placed. Mr. Trebelhorn. This is Thomas Lynn Trebelhorn. He was born January 27th, 1948 in Portland, Oregon. He was a manager of the Milwaukee Brewers from 1986 to 1991 and briefly with the Chicago Cubs in 1994. He had a career .515 winning percentage between the Brewers and the Cubs, and he was a coach. The Brewers in 84 and the Cubs 92-93 and the Orioles from 2001 to 2007. So he had quite a nice coaching career. And I asked he asked a few questions. What was your favorite memory managing the Brewers? Opening day 1987 and perfect game Boston versus Boston. Okay, he did. There was not a perfect game that I found, but on April 15th, 1987. Pitcher Juan Neves pitched a no-hitter versus the Baltimore Orioles. Did allow 5 walks, but it was the only no-hitter in Brewers history until 2021 when a combined no-hitter between Coben Burns and Josh Hader. And they did beat the Red Sox 5-1 in opening day. So just might have wrote that down wrong, but that's a pretty cool way to begin a 1987 season. And here's TTM number 3 from Hall of Fame manager Whitey Herzog. I got him here on the 1976 Topps Kansas City Royals team card and the 1981 Topps team card. Thank you to George the Collector for that idea of getting these team cards signed by Whitey Herzog. I forgot that he was in those sets. 2 cards sent, 2 cards signed, 12 days, $10 fee out of St. Louis, Missouri. He is straight $5 per card. This is Doral Norman Everett Herzog, otherwise known as Whitey Herzog. He was born on November 9, 1931, New Athens, Illinois. He was a player in the majors from 1950s to 1955, 6 to 63, and he was a manager for quite a few seasons with the Texas Rangers, California Angels, Kansas City Royals, St. Louis Cardinals, and he won a championship with the Cardinals in 1982. Nice addition to the set, Mr. Herzog. Love Mr. Herzog's signature. Fine looking signature from a Hall of Fame manager. And here we have TTM number 4, and we have a former Major League player who is also Hall of Fame. We have Mr. Brooks Robinson here on the 1976 Topps. 1 card sent, 1 card signed, 14 days, $10 fee of Baltimore, Maryland. And Mr. Robinson stopped signing for a bit because he had a broken arm, but he's back, and hopefully he sticks around for a while, but get it out to him. I don't know if he'll stop signing. He's getting up there in age as well, like Mr. Herzog, so take advantage of this while you can, getting some of the great Hall of Famers. Brooks Calvert Robinson, nicknamed the Human Vacuum Cleaner or Mr. Impossible, was born on May 18, 1937 in Little Rock, Arkansas. He was a right-handed batting throwing third baseman. He played in the majors from 1955 to 1977 with the Baltimore Orioles, 18-time All-Star, 2-time World Series champ in 1966 and 1970 with the Orioles, AL MVP in 1964, 1970 World Series MVP, 16-time Gold Glover, etc. The accolades continue. There's a lot of them there. Read up on him. Go back if you want to see the rest of them. I couldn't get through them in my brief time here. Thank you, Mr. Robinson. On to TTM number 5. Another Baltimore Oriole. We have Mr. Ken Singleton here on the 76 Topps, and another one from the 1981 Topps set. This is 2 cards sent. 2 cards sent. He did answer a few questions, which I'll get to in a moment. This took 12 days for a $5 fee. And out of Baltimore Orioles, I don't know if he does $5 per, but I saw on the site, but I did send 2 just in case he would sign both. It seemed like he would sign more than one for a small fee. Thank you, Mr. Singleton. And here is Kenneth Wayne Singleton, born June 10th, 1947 in New York City, New York. He's a right fielder, designated hitter, switch hitting. He played in the majors from 1970 to 1984 with the New York Mets, Montreal Expos, and a big chunk of time to end his career with the Baltimore Orioles. He's a 3-time All-Star, World Series champ with the Baltimore Orioles in 1983. Had 5 20-plus home run season, 130-plus. And he did answer a few questions. I asked him, what was the most memorable game you played in? Of course, his World Series games he played in, and the All-Star games 3 times. What were the most memorable games you broadcast? He was a broadcaster in the 80s, 90s. He broadcasted Dennis Martinez's perfect game in 1991, the Expos at Dodger Stadium. There's the Dodgers and David Wells with the New York Yankees in 1988 versus the Minnesota Twins. So very nice games. The broadcasts are very nice. Signs here from Mr. Singleton. My first time I've got back from all these guys except for Herzog and Brooks Robinson. I've got back from them a few times before. TTM number 6, another Baltimore Oriole. Got a shout out to Autographs 2000 here. I'm sure you're liking this episode, Scott. Some Baltimore Orioles, big Baltimore Orioles fan. Got John Stefero. He was 2 cards sent, 2 cards signed, 7 days, no fee. Out of Baltimore Orioles, yes, Baltimore, Maryland. Here on his rookie card, 1984 Don Russ, and another one for the 87 top set. And he has a nice swooping looking signature there. I do like that a lot. This is John Robert Stefero. He was a catcher in the major leagues, left-handed batter. Was born September 22nd, 1959, Sumter, South Carolina. Played briefly in the majors with the 1983 Orioles and the 1986 Orioles and 87 Expos. And he was part of the 83 team that won the World Series. Although he didn't play in the postseason, but he was part of the 1983 World Series champion Baltimore Orioles. So representing all the Orioles championships here. 1970, 1966, and 1983. And thank you, Mr. Stefero. Do appreciate you. First time I've got back from Mr. Stefero. Looking excellent here. And the blue ink here. And I want to thank Mr. John Felski, Mr. Tom Treblehorn, Mr. Whitey Herzog, Mr. Brooks Robinson, Mr. Ken Singleton, and Mr. John Stefero. All look great here, and I want to thank you for joining me for another TTM show. Smash that like button, please. I'm trying to get more likes here. It does help the channel. I'm trying to Up those subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Watch some more TTM videos. I have other good content coming out as well. I have Waxy Wednesday tomorrow. Another good episode, and I have other great content I think you will enjoy. So I'll talk to you all real soon. Thank you for joining. Take care. God bless. Peace. Later.